Welcome back on the WatchAdvisor on YouTube. It's Alexander speaking, your host. I want to attract your attention on the Zenith Chronomaster Revival A386 Manufacture Edition.
Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
And in case you're doing this for the first time, you have the chance to win one of the Bose noise cancelling headsets. Each month we're giving away one of them. Take your opportunity and win the Bose noise cancelling headsets. This is a very particular Zenith Primero chronograph. The way you see it here, it's a watch that has never before been manufactured by Zenith. You who do know the story about Zenith, who are lovers of the brand, and you of course know how these watches looks like. I'm sure someone of you already recognized what's different on the watch. Yes, the three sub counters here on this Manufacture Edition, the A386, are all in blue. 3 shades of blue, lighter blue, a little bit of a darker blue, and a deep blue. And this 3 colors have never been executed or never been manufactured in an El Primero chronograph, because normally we have gray, we have a dark gray and the blue sub counters, and it's a particular dial. And what's the story behind? I do have now the pleasure to ask Julien Tornard, the CEO of Zenith. Julien, please, what happened in November when you were called to go to the attic?
We found a very old, dusty box somewhere in the corner, and I'm gonna tell you the story about that box. I remember like yesterday. It was a day of November 2018. One of our team members called me and said, Julien, can you join me in the attic? I found something very special. I literally ran all the way to the attic, and I saw this dusty old box. We opened it, and inside there were a few rusty, dusty dials that were basically El Primero dials. But when we looked at them carefully, they didn't have the 3 colors that we all know. They had 3 different shades of blue. We did the research to find out that we had never ever produced such dials, such watch in our company. And we said, this is something so amazing. How could that happen? It is thanks to Charles Vermot. And we assume that he decided to hide these dials among the other elements that he put together in the attic as the hidden treasure.
I can imagine it was thrilling for you, Julien, when you were called to come to the attic after someone found a little box with those prototype dials that in the end made it possible that the watch that you have on your screen became reality. So in case you have not before been to the attic, I invite you to watch our video on WatchAdvisor on YouTube. We filmed at the attic. Please watch the video. It's a fantastic journey, that little journey we put together, and you will discover the attic as Julien did. Even you can see the stairs he was running up to get to the attic. So let's now focus on the chronograph. This, first of all, is a 38mm chronograph, so the height of the case is 12.6 millimeters and the lug-to-lug distance is 46 millimeters. But this is just to start. But look at these colors, beautiful. What you see here, the shades of blue, 3 different blue, a light blue, a darker blue, and a deep blue. This is my El Primero Striking 10 chronograph. I'm putting it, there were 2 watches besides in the picture, and then you can see the difference. So you see gray, dark gray and blue, and here we have lighter blue, deeper blue, and a really dark blue. And this is the essential difference in the dials that we have, and you do also see the difference in the size. So it's really the original size, 38 millimeters. This was a size that was, let's say, stylish in the late 60s, the early 70s, and today, if we consider this is a normal watch, 42 millimeters. But okay, let's put my El Primero to the side and concentrate really on the Manufacture re-edition of this beautiful chronograph. So we have a see-through case bottom, very nice. You can discover the A400 El Primero movement. clearly marked here. 400, you can see it here. It's an automatic movement, of course, 50 hours of power reserve, and as you all know, it is the chronograph, a 5 Hz chronograph. The balance wheel oscillates with 36,000 semi-oscillations per hour, and this makes it possible that the chronograph on the dial is able to show 1/10 of a second. The chronograph is activated or deactivated either by a cam system or a column wheel, and the A400, the El Primero, is a column wheel chronograph. So we see that column wheel here. That's a wheel that has columns and no columns. And we do see a little nose of the intermediate chronograph lever. Behind, there is also a chronograph lever spring, but we can't see it. It's here behind. So in the moment, we can clearly see that nose that is picking up information, essential information, and this information will start and stop our chronograph. You see it here, and I will activate and deactivate for you the chronograph. Here you can see the difference. So it is now in between the columns, has fallen into the hole in between the two columns. Now it's back on the column. I do have a lever click. You can clearly see that there is a lever click turning the column wheel, and the lever click will then force the column wheel to turn. Now the nose has again fallen into one of the holes in between the columns. And now it's back out. So let me quickly explain you what we see. This is the intermediate chronograph lever. This is the intermediate chronograph lever bridge here, wheel bridge. So we do have the intermediate chronograph wheel, that's this one. This intermediate chronograph wheel, once the little nose is falling in between two columns, will just move a little bit. This wheel then will connect to the so-called center chronograph wheel, but we can't see the center chronograph wheel because this is an automatic chronograph, and the automatic, of course, is mounted in the center of the chronograph and is covering, of course, the center wheel. We can't see the chronograph center wheel, but what happens if the nose is falling by, if I activate the chronograph, it falls into, then this wheel will connect to the center chronograph wheel and start the chronograph. So this is what happens when you start and stop a chronograph. Watch carefully. Oh, there we go. You can clearly see that this wheel, the wheel bridge, makes a little move, and the chronograph, intermediate chronograph wheel, that is, of course, always connected to the fourth chronograph wheel, that is this one. That's the fourth chronograph wheel here, fourth chronograph wheel. They're always turning. And only by the move we are making, this little move stopped and started, connects the intermediate chronograph wheel with the center chronograph wheel and started the chronograph. And as you can see, I have been readjusting the hands. Normally I always set them to you in the picture that they smile at you, but I want to read out what we see on the dial. We have the famous Zenith star, then we see the word Zenith, we see chronograph, we see automatic, and El Primero. So the watch really has been designed exactly in the way as the A386 looked like in the time when it was presented. We have the outer side of the dial, we have a tachymeter scale. And we have a scale that goes from 0 to 100. And then we have the indexes, the hands, the second, the running second of the chronograph is in red. We have the running second of the watch at 9 o'clock. We have a 30-minute counter at 3 o'clock and a 12-hour counter at 6 o'clock. So, also good to see are the pump style pushers. So these are the pump style pushers as they were done in the past. Very nice. This is not a flyback chronograph. I can quickly show you this by stopping it. Stop, start. And if you push on the reset button, nothing happens, so it's not a flyback. Going once again on the back with the watch. Here we have also some engravings that are interesting. We have, first of all, here the word Manufacture Edition, El Primero, a serial number, production number, etc. And you can clearly see, I hope, Manufacture Edition. Whoop. From this side, the chronograph, polished. It's polished from the side. That's why you see immediately if there are some fingerprints on it. It is brushed here. The lugs are brushed. They are brushed. And yes, once again, from this side, perfectly aligned the push pieces together with the crown, where you also have the Zenith star. And something I also would like to show you is pretty interesting. Normally, when you are having a watch with a date in your hands, you are used to, these days, when you pull out the crown in the first position, that you are manipulating the date. Not with the Zenith. In the first position, you are setting the time. As you can see here, let's make the watch smile again. And now if I pull out the crown in the second position, it's now where we are changing the date. And I want to do this so you can see the date is changing. There we go. First, and I go back to the 8. Here we are again. The second position of the crown is the position to change the date. Voila. We push and close it. The watch comes with a nice leather strap, as we can see, with a pin buckle, also featuring the Zenith star. And you can see me reflecting in there. Hello, everybody. That's me. And yeah, 38 millimeters is a size. I've been wearing the watch yesterday evening, and I have to say, you get used to 38 millimeters quite quickly. I didn't expect this, honestly. Just to give you a comparison once again with my Chrono El Primero, I think they have been experimenting a lot with the colors in the time of Charles Vermot, and I imagine that they took finally the decision to make a dial consisting of silver, dark gray and blue, as it is shown on my chronograph. I have to readjust the hands here so you can better see. Let me put it this way, yes. Okay, now you can see the difference in the color. You have blue, gray and silver. This is how the El Primero chronographs then were sold. This is what was realized, and this is what they wanted probably, but they didn't, or they didn't dare, or who knows. And there you are. This is the A386 Manufacture Edition on my wrist. I have a 17 centimeter wrist, and you can see that this is a little watch on my wrist. When you're watching our videos, you can see that I'm normally wearing bigger watches, but this is a small watch. Nice one. I get used to it, I have to say. I didn't think that I can get as quickly used to it. And to compare, this is on my wrist, the 42 millimeter striking 10th El Primero. 42 millimeters in comparison to the 38 you just saw before. Once again, the 38 and once again the 42, so you see the difference. Yep, now the special part of the Manufacture Edition. Let me make the watch smile again. I like them when they smile at you. Here it is. Of course, the watch also has some super luminova in the hands, in the indexes, and you can see it with our night shot. As it looks when the watch is being used in darkness. Very nice as well. Even the second hand has a little part of superluminova in there, so you can easily read the time when it is dark. Here it is. And to finish my little presentation, I can tell you, and it is a little secret, I'm telling you, that Zenith will come out with many more smaller sizes, 38mm sizes, and I think they are the brand that will bring back the style or the look of smaller watches on the wrist with chronographs. Next year we are going to see many more smaller sizes, 38 revivals here with Zenith. So if you are keen, or if you're looking, or if you're searching for a smaller chronograph, a size that we were used to wear in the 70s, the earlier days, Zenith could be your choice. So to have this as the watch that you will, or you can only buy if you come to Locle in the Swiss Jura and you visit Zenith. So this watch was supposed to be only available at the manufacturer at Zenith in Locle in Switzerland. But you all know we are running through some tough times these days. Traveling is difficult, and also the manufacturer visits are in the moment not possible. Therefore, that this particular A386 chronograph will also be available through the e-commerce, and so you can buy the watch online in France, in Switzerland, in Germany, in Spain, in the UK, and in the United States. So the watch is sold in euros for 8,600 euros, including VAT. And as soon as the manufacturer will reopen its visits and you can go back and visit, the watch will only be available as the watch that is sold as directly at the manufacturer. You have a very nice box coming with it, looking like a book. And you also get a certificate, and a comics book comes with it, showing or narrating you the story of Charles Vermot and how he dared, and by daring he saved the El Primero movement. So now be sure to watch our video that we filmed in the attic at Zenith, and also if you're interested, go on the e-commerce sites. Once again, France, Switzerland, Germany, Spain, UK and US. The watch is available online. You can buy it until Zenith reopens its manufacturer visits later this year. Then the watch will only be available in Locle at Zenith. Thanks for watching. Your comments are welcome as always. Stay safe and sound, and bye bye for today.